All right, all right. Oh, we almost hit TP. Make sure it's in the right spot. Joe, first one of the day. How you doing, my man? Good to see you. Now, I was supposed to be here yesterday. Victor, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. We're doing good so far. So I took the trade. I'll explain the entry method in a little bit, but we are currently up. Come on, focus, 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 focus. Come on. Focus. Well, we're up $1,700 on this trade, only risking 0.5%. Now, if you're asking how did I come up with that, I'll show you guys in a second. But I want it. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh, wrong way. 1725. First of all, I want to apologize. I was supposed to be here yesterday, and I also want to apologize to my Discord guys. I just didn't show up this morning. So I'll be quick with this. So unfortunately, when I was a kid, when I was younger, I was diagnosed with something called mononucleosis. That's what it's called, the full name. Mono. If you guys don't know what it is, it's basically it's like a, hold on. Is it an immune? It's not an immune disease, is it? Infectious mononucleosis is called a kissing disease. The virus comes from your saliva. You guys can figure. But basically, this virus basically sticks with you forever, or at least for a very long time. And it comes in waves. And the main symptom that I have when I get it is I am extremely lethargic and very tired, and I get like head colds and stuff really easily. Yesterday I had a pretty bad nosebleed when I woke up this morning, and I was extremely tired, and I had a head cold a couple days before, and today I feel like, I mean, besides like being stuffy, like that's normal. But I've just been extremely tired. Like I've been sleeping for it's one of those things where I can get 8 hours of sleep, and usually I'm okay, but I got 8 hours of sleep the other night, and I was still fucking exhausted, so I knew something was up. So last night I pretty much just slept, woke up at like 8 o'clock, and it's really bad because I slept through my alarms. I had an alarm going off since what was my original alarm at, like 3 a.m. I literally slept all the way through it till about like 8:39, and had no idea. That's how bad it. That's how I knew that it was gonna be, that it was something related to that, or maybe could be something related to that. I'm not really getting sick, but it's just a side effect that I have, and it always happens around this time when it starts getting colder out, in between like fall, or sorry, in between summer and fall, it's when it gets pretty bad. It's just the transitioning. Usually from winter to spring, it's fine, but when it gets cold, it messes with me a lot. So I've just been off, and this year it just hit me way worse than it usually does. So, I apologize. I'm here now though, and all that profit we just had, it's okay. All right, so let me explain. Guys, was there an entry on... Was there entry on London? What was the entry on London? Oh, yeah, it's here. All right, so let me talk about London today. I did not take this, but it looks like it would have been a loss. Yeah, so you would have taken this trade, this would have been a loss. Now, let me explain the entry method. Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. So, so for today's session, or at least today's New York session, like I'm still exhausted. Like my eyes are getting so heavy right now. But I'm good. So, and I haven't really paid attention to chat. Let me catch up on chat. So Grant, I did not take profit, which, depending on your actual entry, oh yeah, that would have been a hit. All right, so let me explain. Let me just explain this. So let me bring this back up. What? Here's your break. Your break of structure is here. So let me explain the new entry method. Now, something that this is just be experimenting on. All right. It's something that's, oh, let me see. Could this one be my first winner? How did it come up with that? How did you come up with that? How did I come up with what? NS Matrix. Niraj this. Oh, hey, how's it going, my friend? Good to see you. Damn, bro, that sucks. It's fine. It's not like it's anything that's gonna like seriously affect me in the future. It just makes it very, very annoying. So let me explain the entry method. Now, something that I've noticed recently, this doesn't happen all the time, but it happens a good amount, is when you get a break of structure, price always pulls back. Now, the question is, where does it pull back to? I'm not really too concerned with where it pulls back to. But one of the things I have noticed that it does pull back. So some things, or what I've been doing is instead of taking the entry at the exact candle body close, what I will do instead is I will wait for... What the heck is this music? All right. What I will do instead is I will set a limit order about 50% of the way down. Let me clear this up so it's not as messy. So I will set a limit order at the 50% mark. All right. And what I will do is I will still target the same quote unquote 2-to-1. So I'll pull the long position up in this case. If you were going to take it at the candle body close, I believe, depending on where you got in at, all right, it would be around here. All right. and I believe Phantom took it at the actual close. So what I did is you keep the same profit target. Oh. And you bring it down, you bring your entry down to the, or you set a limit order at the pullback. And basically what it'll do is it'll now give you a enhanced profit target. Well, it'll be the same profit target, but you'll get more risk of reward out of it. I did this with the EU short yesterday, just to try it out, but I did it on a very extreme level. So if you guys did trade EU during London last night, this would have been the entry. I gotta find it. This one. This would have been your break of structure entry. But what I did was I got stopped at a GU. All right. But I just took a trade once price got up to this region here. And I literally just set it like slightly above. All right. And I just targeted. I targeted the same. It wasn't probably here. It's probably, if I had to guess, probably like around here somewhere. But I targeted the same profit target. All right. But I was only risking like 1.1% or something like that. It wasn't anything crazy, but this did hit. It took a while, but it did hit. Something I got thinking in my head is, what's a good area to try to actually take advantage of this a little bit more is, you know, let's just go for a clear set target, and then we'll just let the trade ride and follow the same rules. Theoretically, I should be putting this back at break even. I might not get too greedy with this. I might maybe take profit a little bit earlier, just because, you know, I'm in $1,000 profit. But that's basically what I've been working with. Yeah, yesterday's trades were odd, and yeah, they weren't the best. Oten, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Can you explain it again about the new entry? Yeah, so all you're doing is you're using the same entry requirements. So in this case, you're waiting for a candle body close above the break of structure. No, hold on, let me just do this. Where is it? All right, but instead of taking the break of structure entry at the candle body close, once the candle body close happens, or once the entry is supposed to occur, what I do is I just take the entire pivot from the entry down to the stop, and I set a limit order at the 0.5 mark, at a 50% mark. So this is what I do. You know what? I'm just gonna take this off the table. All right, I'm taking this off the table, guys. Did I misclick? Done. So I'm just sitting at, so we're back at just under 97,000. $2 under 97,000. It's fine. So we're almost back up to break even. But what you're doing is you're setting the, now that probably wasn't a good example, but let's see what happens. Your actual take profit should be at, I'm assuming, let's say you didn't get in right away. Let's say it took a little bit. Set your stop there. All right. So we're sitting around a 2. And instead of taking at the candle body close, you just set a limit order at the 50% mark. And you shoot for the same profit target. So now essentially you might not get all the same entries because you're limiting in. But something that I've noticed is that price does retrace. Is it going to retrace to the 50% mark every time? No. There are some situations to where price just gives you an entry and keeps going. What was an example of that? What was the... Forgot where it was exactly. But there was a GU short. Let me find it. I think this was it. Yeah. So for example, this was the GU short that we took. What was this? Back in the end of October. This is a scenario there where you would have won using the regular entry method, but you wouldn't have got entered using the entry method that I'm currently using. So it's a give and take. You might not get entered into every single trade, but you're inherently giving yourself a little bit more R&R for this quote unquote almost the exact same trade. You're just limiting in using a better entry versus just taking it at the candle body close. So that's what I'm doing. Is this the new Judas model? It's like a little bit of a variation. And like I said, this is not set in stone, but I took a short on EU yesterday, or sorry, took a short on EU during London yesterday at a much higher entry point and did very good. Oh shit, I did not want to open that. Okay. And from there, you target the same 2-to-1 ratio or 2-to-1 risk to reward. So if you took this trade here, all right, you would still target the 2-to-1, but since you're limiting in and getting a better entry, inherently you're taking the same trade, but depending on where your entry was, all right, you're gonna get a lot more of an R&R. It would have taken you the entire day, but you would have, you would have got it overnight. But still, imagine you risking 0.5% and hitting a 9 risk to reward ratio. Or in this case, if you want to stick to the same model, your entry would have been around here. All right, so now you're getting a 4.65. This trade was just a one-off scenario to where it was so close. I was like, you know what? I'll just risk like 0.1% and see what happens. And it worked pretty well. Let's see. Yesterday's New York EU long probably would have worked. So adjusting your lot size for better entry versus original. Yes, Grant. That's very much all we're doing. We're still sticking to the same profit target, same rules, but you're just adjusting your. See, I got a little bit more out of this trade, but I'm not going to sit here and complain. But you're getting a little bit more out of the same position you would have taken. So if you would have taken this here, depending on where your actual entry was, you probably would have gotten it. If not, you would be very close. But if you used a 0.5, same exact trade, we're still targeting the exact same area, but you're just limiting in at about a 50% retracement mark. And from there, you're getting a little bit more to reward. So theoretically, as long as price doesn't just shoot and keep going, you have a good chance of still getting the same entry. But you might have a little bit more of a higher R&R with a potential same win rate. So I'm gonna try this for a little bit. Maybe it might be a scenario to where you can split it up. So for me, I'm risking 0.5%. If you wanna give yourself a better guarantee that you're gonna take the trade, you can risk half here and half down here. And look at that, price came back up. So I would have got a little bit more out of that trade. But that would have been a hit for me. Like I said, all depends on where your entry was. But if you're using the original Judas model, all right, you could have got a little bit more out of the R&R. And just like that, within 2 trades, I'm not essentially back at break even. But we're getting a lot closer to break even than I would if I was using just a regular entry. Right now, I only would have made $900 on that trade. But because we took a little bit of a better entry, I made about $1,500. I probably would have made a little bit more if I held it longer. And we're up 17 at the peak, so would have made $1,800 maybe, a little bit more. Mr. Reckless, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. I have taken the position according to the old entry strategy. So the entry is at 106761. Yeah, 7612, 7613. NS Matrix, yes, but your entry should have been around there. So you should have hit your TP already. So this would have been a winner. This should be a winner for you guys. Account is at 9.8 drawdown currently, so this strat is, oh geez. Joe, are you in a challenge phase? Love the philosophy behind the new entry. And let's see, Grant, the 940 candle close above breaker structure. Breaker structure was 930 candle. Yeah. Yep. I own a country. If I would have, could have, should have. Yeah. You're right. You're right. Okay, that's why. Challenge. I personally, I'm not the biggest fan of how Phantom approaches his risk strategy when doing the challenges. I get it, but all it takes is one good losing streak, or even one decent losing streak, and you're pretty down in the hole. So for me personally, if someone was new going into this, I would say risk 0.5%, even on the challenges, maybe even 1% at the most. You know, once you get to 2%, you know, you can get clicked out, or you can get knocked out pretty easily. If you're already funded and you're making money, you know, I just realized I did not take a trade on my 25K account. Shoot. That's whatever. I forgot who mentioned to do this early on when you started streaming Forex. Someone in your live chat suggested the 50% retracement. Did they? Who? I remember someone. I'm trying to remember who it was. That's a good question. Who suggested this? All right, so this trade was a winner. I took profit a little bit early. I took profit like around here. So still a win. I would have got a little bit more out of it. I would have made an extra probably $200-300. What was the original TP? Yeah, probably like an extra $200-300, but it's fine. A leaf? Maybe it was a leaf. That sounds like maybe. Vlad, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Sky Knight, good to see you, my friend. How you doing? But this is nothing. This is not official. This is something I'm experimenting with. Like I said, this relies on price retracing. Does price retrace every single time? Not necessarily. But if I go back, let's look at the winning trades. All right, that was the short from the other day. Let's see, what's another winner? That one wasn't. I'm just taking a look at all the winners. So when was this one? This was Friday, October 13th. October 13th. This was London. Let me make sure I got this right. I'm just reviewing winners just to see. Oh, I see. Okay. So it was this candle here. So let's see if you would have got an entry using my method, my new method, or new potential method. Here's your breaker structure. All right, candle body closes. Now I'm only setting a limit based off of the candle that created the breaker structure low and the 50% mark. And look at that, you would have got an entry. It depends, actually. It depends. Because if you're going based off the close, you wouldn't have. This, like I said, this is something I have to experiment with. If you're going based off the entirety of the candle, from the bottom to the top of that range that gave you the breaker structure, you would have gotten it. So it's all in the air. It's not 100% yet. If we're going with the same way that how I did it this time, I'm not gonna go back. I'm pretty sure I did it based off of the candle body close, so you wouldn't have got the entry. So I might have to experiment with this, but it really wouldn't have got you that much of a better entry. Let's see. $3.94, a little bit more higher in R&R. It depends. I have to experiment with this more. So a 2 versus a so it's something I have to experiment with, but definitely there. Let's see. What's your entry? So I did something a little bit different, Sky Knight. This is based off of the new entry method. So basically what I do is I look for the, let me just close this. I look for the breaker structure, candle body close entry. And what I do, I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do it yet. If I'm going to do it based off the candle body close or the entire wick. Let's just do it for the candle body close for now, because that's what I actually did. This session, I did it based off the candle body close. Once price got to about the 50% mark, then we went ahead and entered. So how I did this, or how I'm going to be doing this going forward, is we're going to be using the same profit target as your normal entry, but you're just going to limit in, and whatever you get in, that's going to be your new trade. So it's still going to be the same profit target, but instead of getting a 2 risk to the reward, you're getting about a 4.87. That's believe what I got, but I took profit a little bit early just because I'm still experimenting with this. You know, in hindsight, coulda, woulda, shoulda, I would have taken the full profit here, so it would have been a little bit more, but not that much significant, not that much more significant. How much was your funded account? I think I found a cheap alternative. I sent you something. I sent you a Discord private at discount. Okay, let me see. So for the 100K, I paid. So for the 100 count, I paid 500 bucks, and for the 25K, I paid whatchamacallit? I paid like 120. The one thing is okay. So this is Apex. Okay. I think these are just futures. Yeah, I believe these might be just futures, which is a little bit different than what we trade, Vlad. The one thing I don't like either is they charge you per month. These challenge accounts on Forex are just a one-time fee, so it's just $500. So I paid $500 for 100K, and then I just paid 120, 130 for the 25K account, which they charge you. They charge you per month. Yeah, it looks like these are just futures. Futures is a little bit different than Forex. $100K is $20. $20 a month for 100K account. Still, it's 20 plus months. You know, you're right. You're right. The math is better. And that's with the coupon code, right? Okay, so yeah, it's with the coupon code. Okay, yeah, that's actually pretty good. That's actually really good. But yeah, it's based off of, I see, like, if I look at, the one thing that is nice though, I'm curious to see how it is, like what the, I mean, I'm sure, I think on MetaTrader you could trade Bitcoin, but I would not be holding Bitcoin futures like overnight and stuff. It's definitely meant for just scalping. No, you can't do micros on Euro USD. Oh yeah, you can do Great British Pound. But wait. Is it... I'll have to look at this. I'll definitely take a look. I'll definitely check it out. I'll have to buy a new challenge. Last 25K I found was 199. Y'all getting deals for 25K. I got my 25 for Tradingview. Yeah, Joe, I'm not sure if it still works, but if you go to Tradingview and if you have to sign in for this. But if you sign in and use the coupon code MATCH, it should give you a good discount. Someone inside David text shared and I thought about you. I appreciate that, Vlad. I really do. I'll definitely take a look at this. I'll have to see how you would go about trading like Great British Pound, because I know Euro USD has their own micros. So I'll definitely have to check that out. All right, this is over with. I'm in a good mood today, so let's go over. Hold on a second. I just want to make sure. Let's go over Bitcoin, because I haven't done this in a while. So BTC is still in the same kind of scenario. Maybe, like I said, this is just me probably just being stubborn. This is what I'm going with. Let me change the soul. Me personally, if this is going to be, now I'm not saying I'm still bearish. I'm still a little bit skeptical about being too bullish. But one of the things I will say is we are currently above this resistance and above this resistance, right? To me, if this is going to be the bull play, I have a very hard time. I have a very hard time not believing that price can go up to 40K if we stay above. That's the key word. We have to stay above. If we come back down and we start kind of retracing and closing and sustaining below that pivot, I'm going to have to change my mind. I'm going to have to stick to my bearishness. To me, this ABC here was part of a larger A. The retracement here was a lot more significant than this one. The time frame was about the same, maybe a little bit longer, but it's a little bit deeper. So to me, this classifies as a deeper separation in trend, or a bigger separation in trend. So to me, this is going to be an ABC within the A to a B to a C. So me personally, that's what I'm going with. Now price, like I said, price has to sustain above these pivots in order for me to start looking for 48K. You know, and unfortunately, I did not buy spot. I did not take a leverage trade down here. If we had one more of a larger A to a B to a C, I would have possibly taken that as a hedge position, but we didn't get it. I know some people did attempt this, and if you did, you probably would have got it first try. About 3%, and you'd be sitting pretty good right now. On an 11, you know, you're risking about 3%. If you're 2 to 3% on the account, you're making just about, can't do the math on that, about close to 40%, which is pretty good. So it really depends on if you took that trade or not. Me personally, I was looking for one more just to kind of give me a little bit more of a stronger place to actually bounce off of, but this was fine. It really depends on what can happen though. So guys, remember, if we start falling below these resistances, I don't know if I'm going to be leverage trading this, to be honest. Maybe I might take a small leverage trade, but to be honest, I'm probably going to be just sticking to spot trading from now on. I have a bag that I just, you know, I've been hodling. I'm going to probably transition that over to spot trading. So I'm going to probably risk, my stop loss is going to be anywhere from like 9 to 10% on that. And I'm probably going to target maybe this support, if not this support. So it's not going to be as exciting, you know, leverage trading crypto as much, but you know, that's why we have the Forex stuff. Oh wow, it's still going. So we'll see. At the moment, I don't plan on it. I have a small amount left in the leverage trading accounts. To be honest, I used a good chunk of that to pay for the 100K. So could you be in a bad mood? I'm never in a bad mood, Vlad. I'm just tired. I would not short. With all the ETF possibilities and fake news included too, I would not short. Yes, I understand what you're saying. The longer term possibilities of like ETFs do have good implications to them. I'm just not convinced. I'm going off of timing. As long as, now the one thing I will say that this may be an alternative. If we do continue to pump, all right, especially, you know, in the near future, if we start to pump and if we break this 48K and we start heading up towards 60K before the halving, I really don't have a hard time believing. Let me get my statement out of the way, then I'll explain why. I have a hard time believing that this is going to be a very long-term sustainable bull run. Maybe it'll be different this time. I don't know, but every single bull run has always had a bear market, a retracement, accumulation, and then a pump. To say that this is just a bear market, this is a pullback, to have no accumulation stage, to just keep going doesn't make sense to me. If anything, I would need, like I said before, I would need to see a larger pullback in order for me to be bullish. I just can't, I just don't see it. When I look at this from a side-by-side comparing market structures, even from the last, oh, maybe I have to go back a little bit more. Let's do BLX. All right, even if we look at the BLX chart. All right, besides this one, but I have a hard time believing Bitcoin's going to do something like this, just because we're so far ahead of when this happened. There's a lot more, there's a lot less Bitcoin being mined. There's a lot more in circulation. The supply is, I mean, obviously it's a fixed supply, but there's just less coins being mined. There would have to be a lot of money, more than ETFs can provide. A lot of money to be pumped into this in order for me to see something like this. But even still, this took up to the halving, and this was post-halv, 6 months post-halving. So for us to put in all-time highs at the halving, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. It's possible, but as price is getting less volatile, I have a hard time believing that price is just going to keep doing these, where we just kind of just go up and just keep going up without putting in an actual retracement between the dump or between the bear market and then the pullback, just like this. Bear market, retracement, accumulation, or I guess a pullback from there, and then we go. Kind of like a large double bottom. For me, that's the only way I would be a little bit more optimistic. We just don't have that. To sit here and say we're gonna go all the way up and just keep going after just one touch of one extended bear market, it just doesn't make sense to me. If I saw something like this, I would be a little bit more excited, but I just don't see it. Where's the BOS on BTC? IDK, who's left to sell? You'd be surprised. Some weird news would have to come out for us to flush down the BTC. I mean, that's what happened to... I personally am on the side that if COVID didn't happen in 2020, I don't believe we would have got that much of a retracement. I believe maybe we probably would have put in a lower low behind that 6,400 level, and that was it. But we just don't have a retracement, guys. We just don't have an actual retracement. Now, what is classified as a retracement? Me personally, we're going based off how I view market structure. I need to see some sort of larger three-wave pullback with clear separations and trend. All right, we don't have that yet. Sorry, I just hit the mic. We don't have that. This is not a retracement. This is not a retracement. This is part of the larger trend. I need to see an extended ABC with clear separations. To me, these two are not clear separations. So I'm just not too convinced yet. Let's see. However, exchanges seem that the lowest liquidity ever. So could it be that we're past the accumulation periods already? I don't believe so, Vlad. I just don't see it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just don't see it. I need to see an actual ABC pullback. I just don't see it. I could be wrong, and I'm 100% okay with being wrong. But I still think price can get up to 48K and still retrace. I don't think that, And I want you guys to understand something too. If we come up, all right, and if we break through this high with no pullback before the halvening, I think things are going to be different. I have a hard time believing that we're just going to keep going. On a larger perspective, this can turn into a very, very large ABC. That is scary. If that happens, if this happens, that is going to be scary. That's just me. That's not good. Let's see. BTC gets more action when people are stuck inside. When the weather sucks, everyone just wants to hit home runs and bounce. I agree, Drew. History shows we more often go straight up than another COVID dump. Yes, history does show that, but you have to understand with these high periods of volatility, these are still in the early stages of Bitcoin's development. There's a lot more coins being mined. It was a lot more. It was just, to me, once you get to a certain point, the higher the price gets, the more money it takes to move price exponentially. So, you know, I don't know how much volume was being. Maybe can we check that? How do we check this? I might need a different one. I need volume. I need a volume indicator to show me how much money exactly was being. What is this supposed to be, like billions? Millions? Yeah, I want you guys to understand this. Look, there's a lot more money being pumped into these moves to the upside versus as we continue further on in time, less money is being pumped in overall. We're still getting these price movements, but it's less money overall being pumped in. So you need to have even more significant amounts of money to be pumped into the market in order to move these same percentages. So even still, let's use this. Let's do this. I forgot how I did this before. I believe I did from peak to peak. Oh, there's a way. How do you do multiples of these? Oh, whatever. All right, so 3600%. 1500%. So what was that? 36. Make it easy. About 2.5. And then from that was the 15. Then 15, we're gonna do here to here. All right, 1500% to 236%. All right, even if I cut this in half, the 236 divide that by 2, 118. So 118% from the peak. I gotta move my chart. $150K. But a lot of these bull markets have, I mean, I really don't know. I have a hard time coming up with a concrete answer. And I will never probably come up with a concrete answer. I can come up with different options, but to me, I don't think it'll get up to 150K. If we go straight up from here, I don't think 150K is in the cards. I would say lower. I would be worried about a larger ABC. If we pump straight up from here, I would be worried about a larger ABC. That's just me, though. Let's see. Romaine, hey Johnny, what's up? Climbing out a drawdown from your funded account, slowly but surely. So at the 100K, we're sitting at about 97 grand. So I was at under 95 at one point. I was like 94 something, 94.8. So we're doing decent. I have a new entry method that I'm messing around with, so let's see what happens off of that. We'll see. I understand, but we must think about institutional money waiting to jump in. Guys, to be honest, I don't think institutional money is going to do as much as you guys think. And guys, like ETFs, CME, this stuff is not bullish over the course of, I wouldn't say a longer period of time, but in the short to mid term. These instruments are just used to manipulate price. And so things could be exaggerated to an extent to help people get into possible FOMO positions up here, or to get people, if they do dump it, maybe they'll dump it as the ETF's coming out, get people scared, buy up, and then come back up. I need to see better structure. Nothing's good when price is going straight up or straight down. So I'm not guys, I'm not a perma bear. I just need to see some certain things that happen in order for me to be bullish. But I just haven't seen those yet. Gold 5x its market cap at 10 years after its ETF launch. It's definitely possible, Joe. I agree. DFA, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. It would be wild, but oftentimes BTC does the seemingly impossible. But we can make an argument. You can make an argument from both sides. The impossible bearish side last bear market, or at least before the bull run last cycle, was the COVID dump. The impossible was the black swan event. It could be the same thing. What if, I'm not saying it's going to be the case, but it wouldn't surprise me within the next like 6 months if we get something news related that scares the crap out of people, whether it's World War III, whether it's some sort of military engagement. That's the only thing I can see besides, like, I mean, a COVID scenario could also happen to where some disease comes out and, you know, it's catastrophic, or to the point to where, you know, it's going to force people to get shut down again or force people to stay inside. It could happen. I'm not saying that's going to happen exactly. It could be war. It could be, I would say war is probably the best, or not the best, the most likely scenario, especially what's going on now. Something crazy would have to happen. That's what I was saying. Everyone turning hella bullish now from ETF and other world news, so the impossible could still happen. Exactly. It's just a matter of what. It's just a matter of what will happen. So. If we get a confirmed recession and interest rates start dropping, that would annihilate the market. I agree, Sky Knight. That could be another thing too. You also got to think as well, how, as much as people want to say that Bitcoin is separated from other markets under indices, I don't believe that's the case. Wow, the SM, is this right? Okay, I was gonna say that doesn't seem right. The S&P could go up to 480. It could. If the S&P goes up to 480 and breaks that all-time high and gives us a fake out, that could be the point to where, you know, we're back to '08. And guys, Bitcoin has never been around through an actual recession. All right, this ABC was the recession, or was the beginning of the recession. Just like what's going on then, the exact same thing could be happening now. Maybe this is a pullback. Maybe this is an A to a B to a C. All right. If this happens, I would be worried about a recession. If the recession starts, it's going to be tough, guys. It's going to be tough. It's going to be hard for me to be bullish, especially if the S&P puts a new all-time highs. So it could be a scenario to where Bitcoin could follow suit. Bitcoin can, you know, do the S&P pumping, get close to the all-time high, give us a nice ABC fake out. We could drop. I don't know. I really don't know. But to sit here and say that Bitcoin's separated from other markets, I think is a little bit, it's not the wisest comment I would make, because in reality, except for like maybe gold, even still, gold wasn't immune to what happened during COVID. Okay, never mind. Maybe it was the opposite. When was... I mean, you know, even gold dropped during the COVID recession. It wasn't nearly as much, but gold was affected. So if the S&P drops, if we're in a actual recession, nothing is safe. Nothing. Not Bitcoin, not gold. Maybe gold might be a little bit safer, but it's still going to be affected. Want to look at SOL? It's been flying. Yeah, absolutely. It's been a while since we've done this. Where the heck is SOL? Oh, damn. I got stopped out of my shorts a long time ago. All right, so SOL is in a scenario to where it's almost the same thing as BTC, but it's a little bit different. To me, this is the A to a B to a C, with the ABC within the C. All right, so that is the case. If we continue to pump, let's see where the resistances are. We have a resistance here, which we almost tested. All right, we broke through this resistance. And if we break 48, next step or next stop is potentially 140. So this is a major pocket of resistance for SOL. We'll have to see what happens. If they start dropping interest rates too early, it basically means they broke something. As much as we want the rates to drop, it would be very bad for the economy. I agree, Sky Knight. I definitely agree. We'll have to wait and see. Is there anything else anybody wants to look at? Why is Rune's down 10% on the day and it looks like nothing? BCH hasn't done much. My KDA hasn't done much either. Still waiting for 30 cents. I'm still DCing, but I'm not DCing as much as I was. XRP finally broke out of its channel. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Who knows? Let's see. Apple still below macro short level, may come up to test. Oh yeah. Remember, Joe, this is like with these larger ABCs, it's more of a range. It's not an exact level. Just keep in mind, like maybe something like this. We could be looking at something like that, maybe. Oh. I think I'm ready for bed again. So let's see. Apple, it's still in the short area range. Fandom should have hit TP already. Yeah, he definitely did. Apex is doing 90% off. Yes, DFAs. I did see that. Unfortunately, it's mostly just futures. I don't trade futures. I did see you can trade Euro USD on there. I'm not sure how it'll work exactly. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out. I used the 940 breaker structure on Euro today, so sadly I'm not at TP until 107. Ooh, Joe, what? That's a lot. I use 940 as breaker structure. Oh yeah, that's not good, Joe. That's a big position. I mean, you probably can get it. The only thing I would be worried about is this area of resistance here. That's the only thing I'd be worried about. When the entry for Euro will be around 167.59, killing comparing above BOS 167. No, because you had this one before it. So your breakage structure, even though I know what you guys are thinking, this one might not be valid because, well, this is what some people are looking for: the breakage structure after the sweep. The breakage structure can be before the sweep. It's not always the case, but it can happen. The DFAs. Euro ticker is E7Z. Now, are they both against the US dollar? That's what I'm assuming. Correct me if I'm wrong, DFAs. Smurf, how you doing, my friend? I saw your message. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Yeah, the actual BOS was so tidy, I didn't think it was valid. No, it's the most recent one. So if the sweep happens and you don't have one before, then it's the first one. But in this case, it came before the sweep, so it does count as a break as a breaker structure. Oh, that's why they call it a challenge account. I hear you, Joe. Kind of bounce. I'll see you guys Friday. Grant, I'm making an announcement now. I don't think I'm gonna be here Friday. I don't think so. I got something that came up, and I have to be up very early to go drive to fucking New York. It's gonna be fun. Not the city, but upstate New York. So I don't think I'm gonna be around Friday. We'll have to see. I'm gonna try, but I'm gonna try. I'm probably gonna try to go to bed early. I'll wake up at 3. I'll at least be there for London. I don't know. I'm definitely not gonna be there for New York, but I'm gonna try to be there for London. All right, so we've been going at it for an hour. Let's see, how's the DXY doing? I don't want to do this. It's so weird having like different colors on the background. I'm so used to the black. A, B, C. It looks pretty good. The DXY does look pretty good. All right, see you then. Have a good week, everyone. Yep, have a good one, Grant. I'll most likely see you. BT Crypto, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Is there anything else that we haven't gone over? Yeah. If anybody wants me to look at something, let me know. I haven't looked at crypto in a while, so we can talk about it. Go live for the London sesh Friday. Oh, I'll try, Joe. I'll try. Maybe I will. But usually when I get up to do London, I'm literally like sitting there. I don't even have my glasses on. I'm like literally out of bed and I'm like in zombie mode. So it's maybe. I can't promise, but if I go to bed early, yeah. But let's see. We'll see. I'm just joking. No, I get that, but we'll see. We'll see. Aren't you? You're in my Discord, Joe, right? Yeah, you're in my Discord. I live stream the trading sessions on Discord. Are you in my Discord, Joe? Should be. Why don't I see you on my Discord? DM me on Discord, Joe. Oh, that's why. Okay. Rules. So I just added you. Go to under ABC Crew. You should see a thing called Forex Factory. That's like the new that's the new section. That's where I post all my trades and stuff. I'm surprised you didn't message me about this. Yeah, I only added people who wanted to be added. So if you go there, you can see I'm in the live trading. I'm in the live trading thing now. That's where I stream. So I stream it on Discord. Good to see you. Appreciate the TA, B Team Crypto. I really do appreciate it as well. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out for a little bit. It's always good to see you. So yeah, guys. I haven't looked at ADA either. ADA. Ooh, ADA is all right. ADA is coming up to an interesting point. That's a potential. LTC still doing nothing. But yeah, Joe, we're in that room. So the room that you're in right now, Joe, that's where I stream to London. So dope. I'm so behind on how Discord works. LOL. No worries, man. No worries. You're in. All the information's in that section. So trading schedule, the videos, I made my own Judah Swing videos. So if you want to watch that. All right. I think that's everything. OT Crypto Beehive. This will be my first bull run coming up, and my biggest fear is I will sell too early, like I sell at 20x when a coin does 100x. I was wondering if you learned anything about last bull run. Well, let me change the song before I answer this. One of the biggest things I learned about last bull run, Crypto Beehive, is there's two sides to every coin. Right, so you can, in a situation like you explained in your chat, you can sell at 20x when a coin goes to 100x. The vice versa can happen. You can sell at 20x, but price retraces down further to where you got in at the peak. Double-edged sword. I want you to view it that way. If you're really that concerned with getting out too early, DCA out. Don't go out. Don't just exit out in one transaction. With ETH. So when I was scaling out of ETH on my spot positions, right, pretty much what I did was I sold a little bit on this downtrend. All right, let price establish itself. As we came back up, I started selling again. So basically this entire section from, I would say, yeah, from here to here, I was DCAing out. And as I started off small, and as we got closer and closer to this pivot, I started exiting heavier and heavier. So by the time we got to this area, maybe down here, I was definitely all the way out, but at least this period here. And I would say my average DCA out was probably like 34.50, somewhere around there, 34.36. So I didn't get the best exit, but I didn't exit down here. Yeah, I lost some up here, but as we started climbing back up, I started selling a little bit more aggressively and more aggressively. And that was based off of a larger ABC here. So, and that was coming off of a very aggressive uptrend. So for me, this was a clear sign that price could be topping out. It wasn't the top, or I didn't think it was going to be the top, which I'm okay with. You got to set expectations for yourself. Look for the signs that BTC might be giving you. When we were at this point here, right? We had a consolidation of ABCs here. We retraced. I said this before on stream while this was happening. This could be an A to a B to a C. I think once we got to up here, I was kind of looking for that larger extension, but same kind of situation. You can DCA a little bit out here, right? And if you want to see it come back up, then you can start DCAing a little bit more aggressively as you get closer to that pivot. Once you get very close to that pivot, or you get to that pivot, then you can pretty much exit fully, or you can exit out, 75% and let the rest ride. On my BTC positions or my BTC spot bag, I didn't exit all the way out up here. I basically scaled out about 75%, and I still have a little bit that I'm still holding from down here. So I didn't get how I missed the lives. You should get notifications on Discord. I send it out to everyone when I stream. I sold ETH at 3,300 and never looked back. Glad I did. Yeah, you always got to remember, Crypto Beehive, it's not about being perfect. You're never going to get the perfect entry. You're never going to get the perfect exit. Understanding the opportunity that price gives you, and, there's different ways to approach it. If you're worried about that, think about the flip side, and also think about, okay, if you really don't want to miss out on that, understand that if you do scale out, you might not get the perfect entry, but you have the potential of catching a little bit more. But vice versa is also possible. Is that if you scale out and prices keeps dropping, you're not gonna get the best exit either. So that's to me, that's the best way to approach scaling out of a bull market. Let me know if you have any more questions about that, Crypto Beehive. T. Okay. What was your last spot buy at on Bitcoin? My last biggest spot buy was down here. So I took a spot position here. So I bought once price was above here. I had like a 15%. Yeah, I had a 15% stop. And I sold. I'm still holding it. I sold a little bit off of this pivot, but I'm still mostly in. Not mostly. I would say I'm like maybe I would say 65, but I'm still majority still in that position. But if price comes back down, I'm probably gonna sell entirely, let it ride, and if we bounce, come back up, I'll just buy back again. But I've been DCing all the way on this way up. Not that much, but I've been sprinkling every week ever since we got back above that pivot here around 17,620. I've been buying every single week. Little pieces. Right on. I don't plan on selling this year at all. I'll still play spot as, I'll treat it as a spot account, but when it comes to the hodl account, I'm not letting that go. Even if price goes back down to 10K, I'm still going to DCA. No R, no T, no A. Well, no double T's. What do you guys think? Before happening? Yeah, I agree, Joe. I agree. Something that ends with IT. Not trait. Maybe I'm... What do you guys think? So tired, brain on, brain ain't on right now. Me neither. Me neither, Joe. I was gonna say paint, but obviously that's not it. Oh, I think I got it. I think I got it. Digit? Digit a word? Oh. Limit order. We got it. All right, guys. I love you to death, but we won the Forex trade. We went over Bitcoin TA and other crypto TA, so I really do appreciate you guys. We're gonna end it here just because I have some stuff to do. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to today, to be honest. But love you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thanks for the info, brother. Have a great weekend. You too. If you guys are in my Discord, hopefully I'm gonna try to stream the London on Friday on Discord. If you guys are interested, I'm not gonna sit here and chill, but if you guys want to get more good information, good content from me, I do have my own Discord. You do get access to the crypto stuff. You also get access to, there's a lot of Forex stuff I have as well. If you guys want to learn how I approach Forex trading, you know, so like, same thing. I give my trading calls for Forex, as well as I haven't updated my setups in a while. Last post I made was on the 12th, just because nothing is really happening. So of course I talked about a continuation setup on ETH and I didn't take it. So yeah, if you guys are interested, not required, but if you guys want to get a little bit more out of me, as well as if you join the Discord and you are interested in trading Forex, I do trade the London session live. I know it's at 3 a.m. Some people can't make it, which is fine. But a little extra perk for you guys. So not required, but I would appreciate it. But if not, no worries. I will try to be here. Well, actually, I'm not going to be here Friday. So I'll see you guys next week. I believe I'll check the schedule, but I'll let you guys know. Well, let's do that right now. Actually, let's do that right now. Looks like next week. Let me double check Forex Factory. All right, yeah, so I'll be here next Monday. Next Monday, Tuesday, no trade. Wednesday, no trade. Thursday, no trade. And looks like Friday as well. Friday's gonna be tough for me. possibly tough for me going forward. So we'll see. But definitely I'll be here Monday. All right, guys. We're going to do the thing. So Joe, Sky Knight, Crypto Beehive, BT Crypto, Grant, Joe, Smurf, DF Phase, Drew, Romaine. Did I miss anyone? Vlad, Victor, Mr. Reckless, NS Matrix, Otin, Harold. Thank you guys so much. Later, love your show. Thank you so much, Crypto Beehive. I really do appreciate it. And I appreciate you. All right, guys. Have a good rest of your week. Good weekend. I'm going to be... my birthday's coming up on Saturday. Shit. Well, next time you guys see me, I'll be 29. All right, guys. Be good. Be safe. Until then, I will see you in the next one. Let's do the thing. Make sure I'm lined up.